Hi, my name is Dr. Scott Bergman. I'm a member of the science team for Nutridyne, and I'm here to introduce the hormone balance new to Nutridyne's lineup. One of the things we wanted to discuss is purity and quality control. As a field doctor myself and having a functional medicine practice, I want to make sure that I'm giving my patients the very, very best that I can find. So I want to make sure that purity and quality control is at its best. The facility that Nutridyne has a quadruple certification, 4 unique certifications to purity and quality control. Certainly CGMP, NSF, TGA. So we want to make sure that everyone knows that Nutridyne's facility is quadruple certified. Let's get into some of the hormone balance aspects and talk a little bit about estrogens themselves. There's 3 estrogens. Well, there's estrone, there's estradiol, there's estriol. Estriol is most dominant when there's pregnancy. So for the most part, we're going to focus only on estradiol and estrone itself. Estradiol is 12 times more potent than estrone, 80 times more potent than estriol. Estrone tends to be predominant during menopause. So when the ovaries are starting to shut down, the body will shift in the production of estrogen by aromatization from the adipose tissue. So adipose becomes its own endocrine organ, produces more and more aromatase, and then upregulates estrogen pool. One of the things that is in the hormone balance that we thought was very important to include is both indole-3-carbinol, I3C, and DIM. Some people have a hard time converting indole-3-carbinol if their digestive enzymes are off and stomach acid is off, and if they're taking in indole-3-carbinol, they might not be able to convert I3C to the DIM. So that was the decision behind adding indole-3-carbinol and DIM both, so that you get immediate detoxification, and then as you're able to metabolize that I3C into more DIM. So it's almost like a time release, if you will. As you all know, estrogen metabolism can be a full weekend seminar. So all we want to discuss here is that there are different pathways for estrogen metabolism. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good pathway are the 2 pathways, the 2s. So it's 2 hydroxys to 2 methoxys, whether it's estradiol or estrone. The bad, because we need some, but we don't want a lot or too much, are the 16 pathways. And then the ugly are the 4s. The 4s have been proven to be highly carcinogenic. The 16s, if they get out of control and the 2-16 ratio gets off and there's too much 16, that can be inflammatory. So that tends to lead people to fibrocystic breast, uterine fibroids, endometriosis. The 2 pathways are nourishing and anabolic. They help maintain bone density. They help with heart health. They help with vascular health. They help maintain muscle mass. They help with cognitive decline. So the 2s are what we want to promote. We know that the 3 indole-carbinols, the I3Cs, and the DIM help promote the 2 pathway. So that's why we put it in the hormone balance. The other thing that we want to make sure we looked at is aromatase, because for people who are obese, if they have too much adipose tissue, they are making too much aromatase. Even if they haven't hit menopause and they've got all the estradiol that they need, but they're overweight, so they're making more estrogen that they need. Now we're creating a higher estrogen pool. Now, docs, as you know, this is for both women and men. If we start seeing men with a pendulous abdomen, if they're overweight, if they're getting gynecomastia, if they have the man boobs, we know that their aromatase is probably out of whack. I mean, you could test it, but you pretty much know. So we wanted to create a formula that had a lot of aromatase inhibitors. So fiber helps inhibit aromatase. Lignans reduce aromatase. So do the phytoestrogens. So from soy and clover, we get the diazidine and the genisteins. So we can help convert those into good estrogens and blocking the bad estrogens as a phytoestrogen. The resveratrol has been shown to be highly, highly effective in estrogen metabolism as well. This is to show why it's important to give this to the males as well. Testosterone can only be produced if we convert progesterone to testosterone with the addition of DHEA. If cortisol is up from the adrenals, DHEA will go down. Cortisol will increase inflammation. Inflammation increases our fat deposition. The more adipose tissue we have, the more aromatase we have. So we can increase our estrogen pool in men because of not only a lack of testosterone, but because of an upregulation of estrogen. What we find in our practice is not worry about trying to increase estrogen as much as upregulating detoxification pathways and clearing out estrogens, allowing normal testosterones to come back online. So the grapeseed extract is in our hormone balance. The green tea is not only a phase 1, phase 2 detoxifier. Quercetin is a phase 1, phase 2 detoxifier, but they are also well established in the literature for estrogen clearance. Calcium D-glucarate is a very, very powerful estrogen clearance. It inhibits beta-glucuronidation in the gut, which is what reconjugates estrogen back in to the system. So by inhibiting beta-glucuronidation, we're able to excrete estrogen through the stools, which is the natural process. But the more estrogen we have, the more beta-glucuronidase we have. This D-glucarate reduces that. Also is a liver detoxifier. So it's a very, very potent estrogen metabolizer. The flax lignans, I think we discussed, but it will create a favorable 2:16 ratio, so a higher 2 metabolite and a lower 16. Also, it lowers the risk of lung and colon cancer, and also has a cardiovascular health benefit as well for atherosclerosis. Soy and red clover, as we discussed, has the phytoestrogens. Other companies may only have a clover or a soy, but we combine the two of them so that we get aspects, the beneficial aspects of both. They act as these soy isoflavones, these phytoestrogens that in the gut then convert to a healthy type of an estrogen, a phytoestrogen more like an estradiol, and also improves clearance in the gut of old metabolites, old estrogen metabolites. Resveratrol is in the formula because of its ability to be an aromatase inhibitor and clear out estrogens as well, as also the green tea catechins. Phase 1, phase 2 detoxifier also, so we're getting the liver detoxification, but you're also getting specificity for aromatase inhibition and clearance through the gut. So with this formula, you're getting hormone balance and some side notes of liver and gut detoxification. So if the focus is you need one formula for estrogen metabolism, but you're worried about whether you'll get liver and gut detox, this formula can handle that. So the highlights, and I'm going to step out of the camera, the highlights of the formula, there's 2 grams of flaxseed extract. So you get the lignans from there. In one of the competitors' formulas that is used for estrogen metabolism, there's slightly less. There is twice the amount of turmeric in the hormone balance than there is in the competitor's brand. There's 100 milligrams of DIM. There's 0 in the other product. There's 125 milligrams of the green tea extract. There's 0 in the competitor's product, as well as the resveratrol and grapeseed. There's none in the other product. And then the isoflavone mixture, again, we're using both the genisteins and the diazines as opposed to just the diazines alone. There are benefits from both, and we want the body to have both so that it can choose what's right. So I'm going to come back into the camera real quick. Who is this for? Patients with PMS, uterine fibroids, endometriosis, history of breast cancer, prostate cancers. I would say any cancers, because we have to reduce the aromatase. Anybody who is ingesting xenoestrogen, so anybody who's on birth control or synthetic hormones, something to think about. Now, it might reduce the efficacy of the hormones, but at least you're clearing out some of those real nasty toxins as well. As an aside, and it's not written here, but again, for men, if they're overweight, they're having a hard time losing body fat, where they're working out a lot, but they still seem to have that body fat, think estrogen dominance. Even if they're somewhat active, it's one of the secret protocols for my male athletes is to strip out the estrogens, because it just increases by default the testosterone levels. And everything in this product is good for men and women. So I hope this was useful to you. Go out and heal some people.